Hi, I'm Claire Forlani, and I play Mrs. Winthrop in Disney's Black Beauty. I'm excited to be narrating this story for you today from one of the finalists in the middle school category for the Wild Beauty Foundation's second annual creative writing contest, with the theme of connection and wild horses. This is Wonder of Life, and it's written by 12-year-old Reegan B, who's from Albany, Oregon. Okay. Wonder of Life. Daydream the Mustang and her wild herd were happy in the forest, eating grass and drinking crystal clear water and running, oh so much running. Daydream and her mate Nightstorm were leaders of the herd, and they led a happy life. But it can't be perfect forever. Horrible, awful creatures with shaggy hair and nimble paws and horrible facial expressions, horses called them two-leggers, entered the land and started chopping down trees for their own selfish reasons, with no worries about what might happen to the plants and animals who already lived there. And it gets worse. When the two-leggers were having a break, a not-so-smart two-legger was still chopping down a tree. Timber! And it landed right on top of their campfire. The log burst into flame with a mighty whoosh. The herd started to panic and run in circles, like little mountain goats. Nightstorm commanded the herd to go to the Azure mountain, to flee the fire and make a new life there. He led the herd with great bravery and determination, and as he led them to a clearing, he stopped, and he ushered everyone ahead of him, making sure even the slowest, oldest, and youngest could make it through, putting himself in danger in the process. But the fire was faster than the herd. Daydream was the last one through, because Nightstorm had fallen. He was almost out when the flames caught up to him. He didn't survive. There will always be a horrible hole in Daydream's heart, but she had to pull through for the herd to survive. Nightstorm's sacrifice will always be remembered, and he will leave a lasting legacy. Daydream will always remember her loved one falling in the mound of black burns on black hair. The herd had to continue to honor Nightstorm's sacrifice. On the way to the Azure Mountains, the herd faced many hardships. There was little to no water, few breaks, hardly any food, and no one found it easy to find a mate. The road seemed long and hopeless until they saw Azure Mountain, only a mile away, rising majestically up ahead of them like an overgrown tree. And now they were finally there, a new life. The soft morning glow illuminated Azure Mountain, the place Daydream could now call home. Azure Mountain got its name from the brilliant blue glow it seemed to cast over the valley below. Daydream and her herd had been running all night to be at the magnificent mountain. And finally she called her herd over as they reached the base of their new home. We have overcome great perils to get here. After the destruction of our home and the wildfires that killed my mate, we finally made it to Azure Mountain, the place where new lives can begin and devastation can be left behind us. Keep your foals close, dream big, and never give up. She told her herd to get a snack if they needed it before they started to climb. Higher and higher they went. It was exhausting. So halfway up the mountain they found some water and grass and then continued to climb. Higher and higher still they climbed. And then with one last push, they were there, at the top of the mountain. There was a magnificent valley, absolutely full of beautiful wildlife. Numerous berries, flowers, shrubs and trees, just to name a few. It was spring when they got there. Spring changed to summer, and summer changed to winter. But so high up in the mountain, it was absolutely frigid. There were no words or nays to describe it. But the herd wasn't used to the cold. So as you can imagine, the results were devastating. The grass died, the water froze over, and the herd started to die. After the second death, they adapted. A miraculous change happened to the herd. Their coats grew thick and they found shelter to protect themselves from the brilliantly frigid winter, and they started to eat evergreen leaves instead of grass. More seasons passed, and it was early summer now. Before her mate died, he left her a gift. Daydream is pregnant. Daydream had her foal, a beautiful black colt like his father. So year after year they lived on Azure Mountain. More generations were born and the herd grew, faced many dangers and perils, and learned how to be wild and free again. Even a horse, as miraculous and wonderful as Daydream, can't live forever. After taking her last breath, she was gone to run with the wind and stars and rejoin her long-lost mate. Black and buckskin streaks in the sky, grateful they got to live with the trees and stars and wind. And now they can rest in peace, at last. Thank you. Thank you for using your creativity to help protect wild horses, Reegan. I'm Forlani, and I stand with wild horses.